If you're struggling with getting your life on track, maybe you feel it's Nintendo hard. You're stuck in an excuse plot. There are pitfalls everywhere ready to send you to your doom if you're not careful enough. There are plenty of enemies out there waiting for you, and they'll do everything that they can to attack you before the end of the level so that you have to face them all over again next time. But that doesn't have to be discouraging. If you've ever played a Nintendo game like Battletoads or a modern Nintendo hard game like Dark Souls, then you know what it means to face a challenge that seems impossible. If you've beaten one of those challenges, then you know exactly what you need to do to achieve your goals. Hey, I'm Matt Sherman and welcome to Geek Psychology. I believe Nintendo hard games are more than just games. They're teachers. They teach us about ourselves and give us new ways to look at our own lives. And once we learn those lessons and apply them to our lives, we can accomplish anything that we set out to do. All you need is the right mindset. And in this episode, we're going to look at how our world might be if we approached our goals in the same way we approach beating a video game boss that seems impossible. We'll talk about the MSR settings, and by the end of this, you may even start to see your life more like a video game, full of bosses and challenges that seem impossible, but are actually winnable with the right mindset and plan. Back in the 80s and 90s, video games didn't really have the storylines that they do today. They were just a series of increasingly difficult levels designed to test your ability to overcome impossible odds. Beating one of those games required the right mindset, strategies, and patience. In short, qualities that help you achieve any goal. So let's press start on this. Imagine that you have 3 dials that you need to adjust, sliders perhaps, that you can adjust depending on what difficulty you're facing. By improving one of these settings, the difficulty level decreases. So while I'm explaining these, think about which of the MSR settings you need in order to adjust to make it easier to succeed. Number 1, mindset. Once you've decided that you're going to do something, the first thing that you have to do is change your mindset. You can't go into a challenge believing that you're not capable of beating it. You need to believe in yourself and your ability to learn and your ability to grow. If you think you can or think you can't, you're probably right. But if you put in the hard work and time, you can beat the game, which means the only thing standing between you and victory is the belief that it's possible or impossible. Number 2, strategies. The next step is to learn the strategies. You need to know the rules and how to use them if you want to succeed. Read up on the things that you want to achieve, practice them, and learn them so that when it comes time to achieve your goals, you know what to do, or at least more of what to do. Everything that you want to achieve has been done by somebody else in some form, so learn from it and use their mistakes. Sure, there's no exact template for success in anything because it's not a one-to-one cause and effect game. But if you can learn the difference that makes the difference, 80% of the work is done for you. People don't just accidentally win an Olympic medal. You can't button smash your way to master tier. Right? There are things that successful people do that you can do and take away from that in order to play life better. The 3rd step is resilience. This is going to be hard, and it often involves a lot of tears and frustration, looking at you roguelikes. But if you keep working at it, eventually those skills start coming naturally and those goals will be within your reach. Life is hard sometimes, but that doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, hard things usually make us stronger and more resilient in the long run. So instead of whining about how hard things are and how unfair life can be, we can embrace the challenge and learn from it, and we can become more capable of handling the next level of our life. So which of the MSR settings do you need to adjust? Think about how many times you died in insert your favorite Nintendo hard game before you actually beat it. Maybe it was 15 times, maybe it was 100, whatever the number is that you're thinking of. I bet there were times that you wanted to quit, but you didn't. You kept going even though it felt hopeless because something inside of you knew that if you could just get past that one last level, everything would be different. So think about these 3 questions. What are some motivational strategies that you use to keep going when things get tough? What did it feel like when you finally beat that level, obstacle, or whatever it was? How did it change the way you view yourself? In other words, what did you learn about yourself? Now take those answers and implement the learnings into your struggle. We're a superhero in one domain of our life, but a victim in the other, and it's time to start bridging those two worlds. Thanks for working on yourself. Share your motivational strategies down below and pass this video along to someone who you think it might help. To lifelong questing.